And we're back to Marjura, the frozen wastes of the north. With, well, it looks like we're getting closer to a showdown here in, not Tricoria, because I think this is a bit away from the border, if you will. And a volcano with the Iron Tower, where the Shagulites explicitly went to not be under Tricorian influence. Yes. What will happen tonight? We ended with almost like a cliffhanger last time, and that was intense. Before we jump into that, this show is rated R. There will be horrible things done to, hopefully, NPCs. We hope the adventurers will survive this time as well. You have enough fate dice to do so, dang it. But audiences should be warned that Tricoria is not a rosy place. With us today, we have 4 people, one of whom is not Steph, who is a regular adventurer, but a mystery guest. I think some people who have followed this show might be able to guess. But let's start with our adventurers.
Hey, I am Harsamina. I am playing Nefria da Kolhalla. I am basically a Trinsmyran secret agent operating on Marjura, looking just to kind of cause trouble for the Tricorian Empire.
Yeah, there has been none of that for them at all, right?
No, that hasn't happened at all. It's been really disappointing for my character.
I mean, yeah, we'll see what happens. And then we have...
I'm playing Sifanu da Krimbydh, the disgraced doctor turned necromancer. And as I like to say, one way or another, you're walking out of here.
One way or the other. You're walking out of here. Indeed. I mean, this is... Getting this adventurer group together is almost like having a new family, and... necromancers can raise those. I know that.
You when you don't want to leave your companions behind.
Especially when they're heavy.
I'm the infamous Rob. I'm playing Sir Artegue da Fontra Cilor. Though really the whole Sir thing, he just kind of drops. Gosh, usually he's just a hedonistic, taciturn, tough guy who tries to keep everyone alive, but I think after today, he might be a corpse. We'll find out.
Fireball smack. There are fireballs in this world, technically. Like a pyromancer could do one of those things.
Rocks fall, I die.
Actually, you're the one with control over rocks, but yeah. Anyhow.
True.
And finally, our mystery guest.
Oh, hi everyone. I'm Jess, one of only one this time. I am the reason why bad things might happen to PCs this session.
Yes.
I'm representing the Shagulites. We will see what that means specifically.
Mass murder is not out of the question.
An extensive system of public works? No? Damn it.
Flying.
So
I mean, we also do that, but
fate dice
you know, we can compartmentalize.
Exactly. All right. Who wants to summarize what happened last time for a fate die?
Well, I can summarize what happened to me. I wasn't here.
I
was in Cleveland for Easter.
I will leave that firmly on Artegue's plate.
Very well.
You know, if I was planning on this being left on me, I would have prepared a narrative. All right, so real broad strokes from last time. We fled the Kruri Valley, hoping that a bunch of undead wouldn't follow us. Then we discovered 2 things, that undead are called restless, and that the restless were in fact following us. And they weren't just heading in our direction randomly, they were coming directly for us, because every time we switched, they switched too.
You're welcome for that.
We learned that Parama can open up enormous crevasses in the ice and really, really set the undead back a bit, though. We re-met our friendliest enormous giant companion, Great Thule, who brought his grandson Bossamore, who's apparently never been in a fight before, but has an enormous axe.
This is great.
We so we're coming up to the Iron Tower, which is in the crater or caldera of an old volcano. The giants can't go there because it's taboo. Eldrida discovered that her scimitar is possibly undead destroying, and that the snoring dagger we gave to Sifanu can most likely be used to answer questions. Here we go. Our goals are find Finkel Silverhammer, kill Melibon, recover any magic, gear, and or druid artifacts, and oh yeah, Paramount wants to kill everybody, and we're kind of down for that.
No doubt.
Let me see here. The mountain folk made the Iron Tower. There's a secret door underneath the bridge that we're trying to get to, or the walkway, really. It's supposed to be underneath, and we're trying to get to that to get inside. There's a silver anvil near the base of the interior that the mountain folk built as like a keystone to destroying the whole tower. So if you want to bring the whole thing down, there's a way to do it. We just have to find it. Anyway, we got to the Goat-Horned Pass. The guards saw us and tried to run away, but not before our giants killed at least one of them with a boulder.
Yep. And that's just about where we ended. You had climbed down from the rim, and there was commotion from up above, basically. Let's see now. The Iron Tower is what we need here. I'm looking at all my NPCs. There's like a billion.
What is this commotion I hear?
Exactly. The commotion you hear.
The commotion you hear is Bossamore killing that demon with another boulder.
Ice barbarians.
It's buzzards.
Yeah, it must be. It must be. Absolutely. So yes, we are picking up the action right there with you just having climbed down the sharp incline to the crust of the crater, underneath which there is lava, clearly, because you can see at the other side of the Iron Tower where there's cracks in the crust and the flames of said magma are every once in a while jutting out of there. Having giants walk across this, Sir Artegue, you will notice pretty quickly probably is not going to be the best of ideas, because this it might crack. It might crack. At least under their weight.
But the giants are up on the walkway.
They're up on the walkway. Great Thule has been very, very stern with Bossamore about this, and Bossamore has definitely not gone down there, because that will be nuts.
He's a good boy.
Explains why it's taboo, though.
Yes. I'm going to put out the Reavers there, Nefria's Reavers now, as well. They've also climbed down together with you guys. If Grafficanus is so inclined to stand at the top of the tower, which provides an excellent view, the giants and a bunch of people who have climbed down the wall can be seen. They're on the crater surface now. And that's where we pick up, really. Now, what does everybody want to do?
I have just on schedule.
Exactly.
Bad news, we're really not good at schedules.
Sir Artegue, I'll tell you right away, because you have spoken to the mountain. This
friendly
crust,
volcano.
Yes, this crust is, in fact, not super safe to walk across, even for people of your own weight. One by one, you should be able to navigate across if you're being careful. Since there's a lot of you. It's the four of you. There is the Reavers. There is.
I think we brought Briar as well.
Yeah. So that's a lot.
We're a whole crew.
Yes, you're a whole crew. It's what? 17 or so?
So So it is 18?
Yeah,
Anyway.
something like that. Yeah.
Close enough, right? So it is, of course, a little shaky to walk across under natural conditions. Our plan was to skate up the side of the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not like up the side of the mountain, but along the line where the rock was hopefully a little cooler.
Yeah.
Does do you think it's going to be more solid towards the edge and like less solid in the middle? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, as long as you're walking around the rim, it should be relatively safe. It's when you go out on it across that
All right.
would be more danger, yes, I would argue.
Thank you, sir. So let Nefria and Sifanu know that if we try to dart across this thing, there's a chance it's going to fall out underneath us, even if we're like single file and spaced out.
Well, I thought our strategy was at least to try to kind of go under the walkway.
Yeah, that was the trade.
Yeah, but that's before we were being attacked by ice barbarians, so I just wanted you to be aware of the tactical situation in case we decided to run across. But yeah, we should be all right if we keep to the side of the mountain.
Cool.
That said, I suppose if we do want to, if things get hairy enough and we want to dart across, I can ask the volcano if maybe it would cool off a little bit. Yeah, stagnate a little bit there.
Harden up.
But I'm gonna have to do that on the fly, and if I do that, someone's gonna finally notice that I'm out here casting magic spells.
This is true. By this time, you're close enough for that kind of thing to be detected.
And we're not at the point where I could take a whole scene to make it subtle or anything anymore.
Well, you can always taking a whole scene turns it into a ritual, which gives you a bonus die for casting because you're doing it more safely. You can always hide your magic, even if you're doing fast, by just sacrificing another fate die.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
That's news.
I retract my statement. I can still do it stealthily if we have to. So if we want to run across and hope we get there before someone kills us, I can at least ask the volcano and maybe we won't die.
Very well.
Anyway, I'm cool with our original
it.
plan. It's just an option.
Indeed.
Right. Once the arrows start raining down on us, then we'll pick up the pace with some casting.
Yeah, you are starting to move basically along the rim as I'm indicating here. While the giants are in fact doing the same thing, moving forward, and there's going to be a lot of noise as they move forward. In fact, you will hear the heavy thuds of one of the giants maybe rushing faster than the other, let's just say. You can never guess who. He's screaming something about Fork Morda with a huge baritone voice, and Grafficanus standing by the Iron Tower can see this younger giant swinging his enormous axe. It's basically one tree trunk with a double-built axe at the end, and it will mean death for anyone who gets too close to that edge. So, what is Grafficanus's plan as this is unfolding?
Well, speaking of within range, would the giant be perhaps?
They are not within range of any casting from the Iron Tower at the base level right now.
Okay.
Because it's 300 meters across, and I would say they're just outside. Basically, long range is longbow range in this game.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Does the? I'm assuming the Iron Tower probably has some form of defensive weaponry which could be deployed, at least somewhat.
You've never been attacked here. You've always been very, very safe. The giants again won't walk over the crust, which is one of the reasons you're here. And no one else have bothered to attack you through your entire tenure here. The ice barbarians have been here to deter, possible hostile action from maybe Dracoran authorities, but you haven't had to use them for more than, errand boys. at most. So this is maybe a slightly unexpected situation, I would argue, because wait, what? They're coming here now?
All right. Yeah. Well, I guess what I would probably do is withdraw and confer with my colleagues, some of whom have different capabilities than I do.
Indeed. Yes, you have your you have a whole bunch of colleagues in there, in fact.
Yes, because that one particular large gentleman would be an asset if he could be acquired.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. If he could be acquired, that is indeed the question. I'm gonna give you a few more NPCs here to leaf through in the folder, the Iron Tower. You should have access to Grafficanus by now. And let's see now, the other high-ranking ones. I should give you access to them too, all right? That's because that's what we do here. Give me a second, and I'll do that. So you are basically having an emergency session in the main meeting room, if you will, while the ice barbarians are generally panicking. I'm gonna say that there is probably some of your flying beasties flying around and at least keeping you appraised of the situation. It's like having a drone in the sky. Very, very convenient.
Well, I imagine the ice barbarians start panicking and then suddenly demonstrate unity of action as another individual intervenes.
Ah, yes, indeed. That means that we're gonna... Okay, how am I gonna resolve that? Balsimore is charging up first, of course, and he is enormous. But the ice barbarians are like 24 of them. Some of them equipped with bows, and some of them probably inventive enough to do, you know, what the Ewoks did against the Empire in that movie. Why not? So, a unit of Balsimore versus a unit of ice barbarians seems like kind of even odds, doesn't it? We thus get to use field battle rules for the first time in this campaign, probably not the last. A giant has Stone of 5.
Balsimore.
Yes. And bonus, of course, for his axe. So that's going to be like 7 dice altogether. Ouch. The Ice Barbarians will have 3... I'm going to give them some skill with the sword, of course, and I can pick from my dice pool for that. So that's 4. They're not going to get anything from the sword because clearly the axe is longer than the swords. But swordplay is at least a thing. So that gives them 4. They'll have light armor. That's probably not going to help them very much. So yes, it would be, if you want to roll for your Ice Barbarians with 4 dice, I'll roll for Balsimore with 7. How about that? The shortest
This
military
may have been a
campaign.
mistake. Is there anything one could do to help?
Absolutely, one can do things to help. If you want to use some magical means from people who might circle around from the side or whatnot. Like, Balsimore is obviously not going to throw rocks when he's engaged with the Ice Barbarians. Great Thule might. But why don't we roll a mystery roll then for that?
I suppose what one of the beasties could do would be to fly low, such that Balsimore is between Great Thule and that individual.
Indeed, yes. So Great Thule is in fact not able to throw. This is why Balsimore is young and rash, right? He is not doing what he should be doing.
Yes, and I believe there was a plan for how to deal with the giants if only one could get close enough.
Yes, indeed. That is the trick here. So why don't we roll... How many fate dice do you want to put into this thing?
Oh.
I sadly...
What happens when Grafficanus gets blinked out of existence? It never existed at all.
Exactly. If
Well,
you're all
let's
three
see.
ones.
I'm trying to determine how reckless the other individuals involved are likely to be, given that they are not used to being attacked, and
Mhm.
having a giant stomping around is not ideal.
It is not, indeed, yeah.
Let's see. I don't know. Let's go with 2.
Okay, so I'll give you 7 dice for that, including base dice and various paraphernalia included.
Alrighty. So I guess that makes it even.
Yes. This, of course, since you're doing the thing here, are you boosting the Ice Barbarians or are you nerfing Balsimore down?
Oh, I will send you a note. It's what
Okay.
we had discussed
Very well.
before.
Very well. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, okay, then we roll, and they will be boosted by 1 plus all the 6s.
Does that ring a bell?
Yes, it does indeed. Yes.
Alrighty. So I should roll then, shall I?
Yes, please.
Oi.
That was not a very good roll.
No.
Come on,
But
Baltimore.
luckily, exactly. Luckily, because only one of the ones are on the fate dice, it is not catastrophic. Because it could have been. So, someone gains reputation as an evil sorcerer, as if.
Oh,
that was
no.
not- exactly. It is a success, but it only does the 1 point, if you will. And the caster in question gets probably a point of exhaustion or something else like that. Because there is because there's no 6, there will be a mishap of some kind. There can be a backfire and give you actually 2 points of exhaustion, not 1, because the power level affects a friend or another unintended target. Gain a glimpse of the world between worlds. Maybe gain doubt.
Well, given that exhaustion isn't really a thing for this particular faction, I would suggest perhaps gain a glimpse of the world between worlds, and then have to spend some time rebalancing on the back of one's flying steed, perhaps.
Yes, that would be gaining fear, basically. So, very well. Now, Balsimore, of course, being an ice giant. But you're doing it to the ice barbarians, right? That's what we said. Or are we oh, no, we're doing it to the Balsimore. He has an entire die to resist this. That's his wind. That is his wind.
You can do it, big guy.
Give him a thumbs up.
Oh.
Nope. He cannot. Hashtag no. Balsimore is running up there and gripped by fear, but not so much fear that he actually breaks, because there was no 6 in... No, I'm sorry. There's 2 fate dice. That's the power level. He takes 2 points of fear. He breaks. He will either have to... And I'm going to allow the adventurers to decide this, because it's really your ally here. He could, instead of taking both points of fear... He could take a consequence for 1 or 2 points. This gives you a chance to explore the damage system for misery. And so he has fear here, consequences. So basically he could get nightmares, get addicted to something, develop a phobia, develop paranoia. Maybe he gets some kind of compulsion, like kleptomania and so on and so forth. He could get a delusion. Maybe he will be permanently scared. So in the future, he will have negatives to fear checks and so on. Maybe he has amnesia. All the good Call of Cthulhu stuff, right? Do we want to do that? A temporary or permanent such? That would soak up 1 or 2 of those?
Otherwise, he's just straight out of the fight.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. So I think write a temporary, you said, Goat?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool.
But
Temporary
my
nightmares?
first thought when he said addiction, I was like, addiction to battle.
Right, like addicted to blood.
Temporary
Right.
addiction
He's
to
young and
battle?
brash still.
Wow. He will not... What, like... This is not going to be a berserker mode, though, because that's an actual ability in this game. So he will cause trouble to people temporarily. That's going to be interesting. So he takes 1 point of damage to his fear, because it's a temporary consequence. That gives the Ice Barbarians an extra point. So now they have 5 dice to roll versus Basimor's 7. That's at least something. I will roll one of the adventure. Why don't we do a roll off here? Have Jessica roll the 5 dice for the Ice Barbarians, and one of the adventurers roll for Basimor.
Hey, Nefria, you want to try to save Basimor?
Sure. Am I rolling 7, was it?
Yep.
Yeah.
He just rushes in ahead.
That's a better roll. Might not be enough.
Hey, Basimor.
Whoa, Basimor does win. That's 1, 2, 3 successes for the Ice Barbarians with lots of success. 4, just enough to win, actually. Well, you needed 3 because you were the aggressor with Basimor, right? It doesn't do any extra damage here. But on the other hand, that ginormous meat cleaver is, as I said, ginormous and will cause some damage. It's horrifying.
Am I aware that their giant is now addicted to battle?
I think so, yeah, why not? Or at least that he's scared, right?
Perhaps the ice giants might be prevailed upon to kite the big guy around.
Indeed. I'm gonna... How much would this do in damage? Like,
Artegue has weapon size envy.
That a human can bring out is a 3, so I'm gonna say this will do like a 5. It's gonna be a bad scene for these poor Ice Barbarians. They are defeated. They will be routed. And we'll see if they actually survive. But what we could... If someone was there watching, which the Shagulites are, but not our brave adventurers...
Mogerland's watching.
What you would see is... Great Thule is watching, absolutely. Is basically these Ice Barbarians trying to gather themselves to set something up, maybe to trick Basimor in some way, but they just are out of time. His legs, his giant legs, just cover that distance so fast, and then comes the axe, and there is blood, screaming, mayhem, limbs flying, torsos being chopped off of the rest of the body, heads flying, and I'm sure he now is inventing the game of golf while going at it. It is not a pretty sight at all. So what happens is, because we're now in field battle mode, that we'll have to roll here. So we want to roll here. They're gonna run, but... Okay, we roll a water check, basically. You don't have any military commanders among you, unfortunately, Shagulites. But why don't you pick the best water person we have here? I'm gonna have to check, in fact, for you. We have a few.
That is not a great stat for us.
I know. You're gonna need a couple of successes at least to get them back from routing like this. Oh, I didn't fill that one out. Sorry. You know what? Maybe it's Melobin. It is Melobin. And he is petrified too. So why don't you roll 3 water dice for Melobin, who is in fact right there, behind the lines of the ice barbarians, trying desperately to keep them from routing. Roll his water. That's going to be 3 dice.
I imagine he was told some things about what would happen to him if he doesn't. So.
Yep. That is unfortunately not going to be enough. You needed 2 successes for this because you've taken losses and you're on the losing side.
Dear.
Yeah, so the ice barbarians will scatter and run and flee from the onslaught. I have a feeling that Melobin will as well, as when the giants are getting closer. Great Thule is shouting something about, "Wait for me, young strapper! Why, don't go running off now!" And then he sees the remains of, the bloody remains and tatters on the path. Meanwhile, below the rim, we have, on the crust itself, we have a group of intrepid adventurers and some Nefria's Reavers. What are you doing when you hear this mayhem up there?
Heading towards that walkway.
Yep. I feel like that's all part of the plan. You know what? It sounds like it's going great. No need to interfere, I think.
Right?
Oh,
He's got it. Don't need to check in.
I would like to bend down and pick up perhaps a stray finger that maybe has fallen down the mountain and maybe give it to, Sifanu. I feel like maybe that could be a necromantic treasure from this trip. A memento.
Very That's great.
I might talk to him a little later and be like, "So, did you make good choices in life?"
When you're getting closer to the actual bridge, you're now, just a dozen yards away. You will see a small figure up on top of the bridge, dressed in a red tunic, much like Perimus' tunic, but a man. And he is running for his life across the bridge.
Is that bridge made of stone?
It is, yeah. No, I think it's made out of iron.
I mean, though I feel bad because she's not here. Can Eldrida shoot him?
She can. I can roll a shooting for her. Why don't we do that?
I mean, and if the whole shooting him thing doesn't work out, Nefria, I'll be happy to go to plan. Let's see if we can take down the whole walkway.
I will roll 4d6 for the shot, if you will. I might give this young fella an extra die because he's running on top of a bridge. The angle is not the perfect.
I was going to say, can I...
What was that?
Can I provide an assist to Nefria by, swearing at him or something with my profanities? I don't know.
I think
Boy, you cunt!
I think you're a bit too far away for the voice to maybe carry all that far.
Fair.
Let's have it. Yeah. I can double check the height of the bridge if you will, but I mean it's very far up. You remember the climb down? It was 100 meters. So yeah, it's a tall bridge. The arrow flies and might in fact hit its mark unless Melobin can dodge this thing. I'll give him 3d6 for it. He can. He got the 6. The arrow flies close to him, but he dodges it. It passes above. It's not too hard to dodge because he is on the bridge and you are below the bridge in the angle, right? And so Bossimor and Great Thule ends up on that side of the bridge, but they're not going to go out on the bridge because that would be nuts. And he will keep running, basically.
Can one of them throw a
How wide is
boulder
the bridge?
at the guy? At the bridge?
Yeah, they can. Well, that's just mean, though.
They're giants. Mean, please. These are Shagulites.
Yeah, you are right about that. I will roll...
Someone here is bound by an ancient oath to defend the druids, and it's not me.
Indeed. I'll roll 3d6 for a giant rock. coming his way. That's gonna be terrible. Or do one of you want to roll for him? For the giant?
We're having good luck with Nefria.
Yeah, go ahead. Roll 3d6 for giant throwing rock at hapless person on a bridge. Ouch. This is bad.
Dodge this rock.
He has 2d6 to defend himself because there's no angle here where he is safe. So
Oh, this guy is lucky.
But don't my 2 5s
Yeah, but he has two successes too, and he has a 6, which was the only way for him to get out of this mess. That means that he actually wins the exchange. You have the same number of successes, but since he has a 6, it ties for him. That rock comes down right on his heels. Boom! Possibly damaging the bridge somewhat, because this
Now
is...
the question is the rock wide enough to block his way from continuing on the bridge?
If it lands in front of him, I suppose it is.
Just said it landed in front of him.
Did I? I thought it was landing on his heels. It might also bounce off. He doesn't get hurt from it, but why didn't you guys roll D?
I suppose as the rock crashes down on his heels, can I?
You want to give it a little nudge?
Can I give the rock a little bounce, a little forward roll?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, sure. And I'll do it. And I'll even pay the fate die to do it subtly.
Ooh.
Out of the hope that someone will clearly not notice. No one could possibly notice.
That would be 2 fate dice. One of them goes just to be sneaky.
And the other one I leave just laying around.
Yes.
So yeah,
4
Artegue will pull a rock out of his pocket. He will pop it into his mouth, and he will mumble to the rock, "Come on, keep rolling. Come on, keep rolling. Come on, keep rolling."
Oh!
Yes.
What a roll was that? Wow. That was nuts. 3 successes, 2 6s. What did you want the rock to do again?
Oh, I'd like it to Indiana Jones him, except without him getting out of the way like Indiana Jones.
And actually, if we could just maybe keep that rock going and see if there's anybody else to take out.
I mean, yeah,
With,
if
with,
I
with
could
3
just...
successes and 2 6s, man. Oh.
Sure,
It
yeah,
will
I'd like to
keep
just sail
It is
the
a
rocket just
very
roll
round
straight down.
rock.
Since he only has the 2 dice,
bowling alley.
the damage here is 3 because you have 1 for your fate die and 2 6s. So yeah, this happens. He dodged the rock and then it just keeps rolling as off of its own momentum, and then you hear it splat, and that's the end of him.
Helping you pick up the spare, Basimar.
One of those rocks is being hit by a trebuchet is apparently 6 damage. So yeah.
All right, guys, we are 1 goal in. We got Malobin.
Yes, we did.
We're gonna get his head back later, so so Sifanu can talk to his spirit and let him know Paramus' sister says hello.
Yes, you have
If there's anything left
avenged
for them to
the
scoop up.
druids. That is...
Oh, well, that was exciting.
Yes, that was intense. Split. You probably just heard him croak a bit, and then there was no more. There was a sickening crunch, maybe. Though at this distance, I'm not sure that you hear that. Meanwhile, in the Iron Tower, is there any particular plan here?
I'd sort of like to know. So you had minions for me to look at?
Yes, indeed. Oh, didn't I give you more? You will find a folder called the Iron Tower, and I will.
Cleverly disguised. Oh, there it is.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes. Okay, I see.
No, not
people
that guy.
appearing now.
Yes. That one shouldn't be appearing. That one should be. Okay, I'll keep giving you the permissions here. I'm so sorry that I got
No
distracted
worries.
there.
I crave everybody's indulgence. I'm very new at this. You all have more experience with combat than I do, unfortunately.
We're still pretty
I don't know about
consistently
that.
confused.
We're all still very green after how many sessions?
There are abilities here I'm not familiar with, so I'll have to rely on you, Mikhail, for how to use them.
Of course. That one is.
I'm sure we could give you some advice. It would probably just, not be trustworthy.
But basically, they will be like variations of what you probably already know. In
Right.
terms of the typical curriculum for for a Shagulite, as it were.
Right.
With Grafficanus being the most skilled, and then everyone else being, less skilled as you descend through the ranks, as it were. There we go.
Okay, so I imagine probably the most useful sort of ability to deploy at the moment would be one of the ones I've been utilizing in Arhem all this time.
Mm-hmm.
And I imagine Grafficanus is going to learn a thing or two about who might have been behind that.
Ah, yes. Yes, indeed. I don't think Grafficanus would be entirely surprised by that, to be honest.
Fair.
Oh, speaking of which, you did the fear spell there with 2 fate dice in the chalice, from the chalice. Sifanu, someone has woven necromantic energies around here. There is spill magic for you to use.
Okay.
2 dice worth.
I'm sure I will find a use for that. I don't think it's going to help us sneaky, though. So
This is true.
I'll just keep that in the back of my mind for now.
Well, if you don't use it now, it's going to dissipate into the ether. So, but you're right. There isn't a whole lot to do with it.
Few rounds, like a couple of minutes before it dissipated.
Yeah. It's there for the scene, if you will. But I'm going to say that
Scene,
once
okay.
you cross over, we'll be at a new scene. So,
I doubt we're going to be able to cross over smoothly, so I'll keep them in my back pocket.
yes. Back pocket. So, for your benefit, Jessica, when anyone casts a spell, they leave residual magic behind that is kind of just floating there in the ether. Creationists never use that because that's anti-creationist to do so. But anti-creationists have absolutely no compulsions about ripping that ether for their own purposes. So when anyone casts a spell, the fate dice that are used for the weaving of that spell end up not in the chalice immediately. They end up on the table, if you will. And any other spellcaster can use that. They need to grab all of the dice at once and cast a spell with them. To power their own spells, which then become much more powerful, of course.
Right. So and I would imagine part of what spending a fate dice to be stealthy accomplishes is ensuring that is not the case.
The stealthy part means that other spellcasters are not automatically aware that a spell has been cast, and would have to use Detect Magic to recognize it.
Right.
So at this point, the Shagulites have no idea that magic has been used around here. Unless they cast Detect Magic.
But I just saw Rob cast a spell, right? So I would have a hint that he's there, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
Because you're right next to him, and you know the signs of him casting a spell, but you don't feel him casting the spell. You just see him do the ritual motions for it, right?
Mm.
Okay. Oh, right, that's how I did it.
Take the rock out of Artegue's mouth, put it back in the pouch.
Alrighty, so I imagine, various Shagulites are sort of gathering around the sort of the tower on various balustrades and at various sort of murder holes, scrambling whatever we have on hand to try and deal with this unwarranted and unexpected incursion. Indeed,
yes. The Great Hall, of course, the gates will be completely barred. I'll add. You do have others who can wield swords and whatnot, as I've sent you a note about. And getting through those particular gates, that's not going to be easy for any attacker, which is one of the reasons why you're here, right?
And I imagine there are positions above the said gates for doing shenanigans and things.
Yes, there definitely are. In fact, as these guys are coming closer, like the demons, there are openings above the gate that they can sit and perch on and fly in and out through.
Delightful.
So if they want to storm the gate itself, that's going to be an interesting moment. Did you want to do that other thing that you sent me a note about? Regarding
while everybody is on the crust, yes, absolutely.
Okay, let's roll for that. You will have 5 base dice plus how many fate dice are you throwing into that one?
I got a curiosity question. Is there any way I can, if she's using necromantic magic, I don't know if she is or not, but if she is, can I use my own to counterspell?
You can definitely do counterspells. If you notice the spell happening, that would mean that you're close enough to notice it, which I'm not sure you are anymore.
Okay.
Because right now you're moving across the crust, right? So you are not near.
That's the other bit is underneath that walkway is kind of where we were walking. Is that into the crust or is there a platform? Like what is actually under that walkway?
That is in fact crust. Which brings me to the next question. Is Sir Artegue in fact going to do something about the crust to make sure everybody gets across?
Yes, if we are in fact now traversing the crust.
Yes, crust.
Delightful. Yeah, gosh, well... Sifanu, you haven't cast any magic anyone could detect yet, have you?
Nope.
Alright, well let's pretend that they are clearly still not certain that there are any spellcasters out here, so I'll just keep burning through fate die. Oh, this is 8 fate die? Dude,
no, you've done 4 you've done so far.
Yeah, it's a...
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a rough day.
And
Artegue will stop. He will gather some of the nice sulfuric crust and stick it on his tongue, and say, as he starts to taste the archaeology, he picks up his conversation with the mountain and says, "Please hold it together for the next short period of time, which should give us plenty of time to get back in and out in mountain speak."
Very well.
Can I assist?
Because a short period of time is quite different.
Probably 10 years for a
it's
mountain.
long as like a human lifetime, like 5 generations or something. Well, there is a success here. There is a success. It's not brilliant, as it were, but it is a success.
Well, you can't complain about succeeding, at least.
Yeah. Let's see now. Or is it? No, you want to... I'm going to say this is going to be a short-term solution, probably, because to do it longer is going to raise the difficulty level, right?
Oh, gotcha.
So, a typical spell will last for a turn. What you want here is something that lasts for at least a scene, which requires 2 successes. Do you have any...
oh, yes.
Any experience that you could check off for this purpose?
Yes, Artegue is going to remember, of course, learning magic takes a really long time, particularly stone magic, and I'm sure that old Barbask shaman had to insist time and time again, no, you have to be patient. No, you have to be patient.
Indeed, so you can re-roll the 3 failed dice. That checks off an experience for you. Gets you that much closer to leveling up.
Yeah.
That is the other success we needed.
All right. Scraping by, team. Scraping by.
Yep. However,
Bare minimum.
you did not get any 6, so there is a magic mishap. Will it backfire and affect you instead of the target? Will it affect a friend? Will it gives you exhaustion equal to the power level, so 1? Will you or a friend take damage?
Can Artegue gain a point of doubt as as his shaky performance causes him to lose doubt in his papa?
He absolutely can do that. Yes.
Okay, Artegue will take a point of doubt. Thank you, sir.
Very well. Wielding magic can be taxing. And even as we do that, I think that there's someone who's going to cast another spell. Isn't there, Jessica?
Yeah, there sure is.
Okay.
How many fate dice? Oh, goodness. Well, I think 2 should be sufficient to do what I want. Would that be...
Yeah, let's do it.
So adding the 2 fate dice gives me 7, I think?
It does indeed. The chalice is rapidly regaining dice, but oh my god!
I object.
So long, team.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure.
How about 2 for the price of 1? The strength of that spell, so the total strength of a spell is the number of fate dice you put into it plus your number of 6s.
Oy.
So that's 6 strength. And, I mean, yeah, they are not mentally strong enough to resist that at all. So you could put 3 successes into either both of them, each one, or 6 into one of them, and just you are mine now for life.
Oh well, I've always wanted a pet giant.
Oh no.
Wait,
Oh,
would the
dear.
range on that even reach the giants?
Well, yeah, there's maybe things going on here that Nefria does not know about. Secrets behind the veil. Yes.
Secrets don't make friends.
Mostly,
No.
I just wanted the image of all of a sudden looking back, and then the younger giant burying his axe in the back of the elder giant all of
Oh
a
my
sudden
God.
out of nowhere.
Yep. Okay, that happens.
Great Thule!
And Great Thule is completely taken unawares as roll 7 dice for
Had to make him addicted to combat.
bossing or smacking his granddad in the back with the giant axe. Oh dear. Poor Great Thule. That's gonna hurt. Lots of damage coming his way. You will probably hear the shout of Great Thule. Ugh! As he falls over, axe solidly buried in his back. And, he tumbles poof, down in a huge dust cloud. Oh dear.
How much lingering necromantic magic does that leave for Goat?
A
Well,
lot.
Goat is unfortunately too far away from it because you are now traversing the this happens. Might he be aware this far? I'll double check how far away you have to be to feel the things.
And I took that personally.
I bet you did.
If I can use those dice, I can attack them.
Well, I mean, before our peaceful druid was the only one who was really on the kill everything that moves train, but choo choo. I was so proud of Parama. You would have been proud of Parama too, Sifanu. She wanted to kill everybody. She fought it.
I'm gonna say that it's Will you put in a die to hide the magic there at all, Jessica?
Oh, I don't think so.
Okay. You will feel someone using magic far away. It's too far away for you to use the spell magic, because right now you are... It's happening behind you.
Okay.
So your guess is that they have a spellcaster somewhere close to the bridge.
Okay. From where I am, can I cast a spell on Gossamer? Or Bossamar?
Yes, but... So, this is the thing with this magic system is, I will never say no. I will say yes and, or yes but. I'm gonna say that you are at long range, for Bossamar. You can see Bossamar's, head, because he's big and burly. So yes, you can do that. I would say, yeah, if you want to do a magic attack on him, yes, you can do that from where you're standing.
Okay, how many dice are in the ether right now that I can use?
That would be
6, right?
I would count...
Or no, not the last two. There's too far away. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna count Sir Artegue's die.
I'm right
used...
next to the man.
Yeah,
you did 2 spells.
Yeah, he did two spells.
So 4 dice, right?
No, because the fake die that he uses to hide the magic doesn't end up as ether. So it would be 2 dice.
No, he's done 2 spells plus her necromantic spell.
Yeah, but the necromantic spell was too far away.
No, the first one.
Was...
She cast that while in the tower,
That's
right?
a fair point. Okay, yeah, I'll give you that. 4 dice altogether. Oh my god.
I'm going to take those 4.
Yeah.
And put in one of my own. And
Yeah.
I'm not actually going to cast on Bossamor. I'm going to raise Great Thule.
Wow.
That is awesome.
I told you, one way or another, you're walking out of here.
Wake the dead. All right. So for every step, so difficulty is equal to the power level of the undead, not the size of the undead.
Right.
So a level 1 undead is difficulty 1. For every step the difficulty is raised, the number of the undead the necromancer can raise is multiplied by 5. So you could raise 5 level 1 undead on difficulty 2, difficulty 3 is 25 level 1, etc. Second level undeads can be improved in a whole bunch of different ways. They can be given more strength, they can become more durable so that they last for as long as you want them to as a reanimated thing. You can make them speak, and so on. So the spell lasts 1 day, and after that it turns to dust again.
Okay. So yeah, let's make him
They have the same stone as when they were alive. The fire goes down by 1, and they have no wind or water unless you have a higher level undead.
Yeah, I'll do that level 2 undead. So I only need 2 successes, or do I need 3 because of range?
No, you only need 2 successes, yeah.
Sweet.
You're basically just standing there and...
Alright. So my wind's plus 5, right?
Yes. This will be risky now. Once on those fate dies will have bad effects for you. Even if the spell goes off. Because this is anti-Creationist as F.
Oh, that's not what I meant.
Parima will be totally shocked to see all this. She's screaming at the top of her lungs, "No!" when she sees Great Thule go down. And then she'll scream on the top of her lungs, "No!" when you...
I don't see Parima stepping up here, so... Oh my god, Goat.
That's not a single one!
No
That's
one.
all the successes you needed, plus 6. So the strength of this spell is strength 6.
Oh, Great Thul's coming back as something.
I was gonna
Amazing.
say, hang on here. Before we go dumping that all into Great Thul, is there a possibility it spills over and maybe resurrects some ice barbarians in addition
Right.
to Great Thul's
Gives him a small
badassery?
little army.
Yeah, can we spread the love here?
They rise.
Yeah,
You
I just had a
absolutely can
question
spread the
in
love.
the chat there.
How strong do you want to make Great Thul? Like, he has Stone 5 to begin with. He has Fire 1 at this point. If
I want
you
to make
spend
him indestructible.
indestructible. So a second level undead
Indestructible.
can be improved. So each difficulty level here, right? That's what we're talking about. You have rolled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 difficulty levels. The first raises him. You have 5 left for that. You want to make him stronger, so stone +1 for each new difficulty level. You can go up to 6, 7. If you want to use all your successes here for that, that's going to be what was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That you can make him stone 10.
I would use at least one to get the ice barbarians up.
Yeah, okay. That would be you'd have to do 2 of that. So out of your 6, you have to devote 2 to raise 5 level 1 undead.
Okay.
And then you have 4 left for Thul.
Yeah, I'll put that into his strength.
Okay,
So he
that
has
would
the
be
9?
strength plus
9
3
strength?
then. No, strength plus 3, because you use 1 to just resurrect him, and the other 3 to raise him. So he would be strength 8. Which is ridiculous. He's stronger than a dragon at this point. He will, however, crumble after a day, because you didn't put anything into durable. Unless you want to do that. Then he'll be strength 7.
Nah.
Nah, okay.
If we need him in a day, we're dead anyway.
Right, it's not like he can
Exactly.
come into the crater without killing himself anyway. So.
Great.
Exactly.
What does this look like, Sifanu, as you reach out for these spells and the residue and wield it in this horrid way?
Just a black swirl of black fire just in almost a tornado around me, and then shoots violently into the direction of Thul and the ice barbarians.
And Thul's eyes that had just gone out, the light of it had just gone out of his eyes. He twitches, the body twitches, and he rises again, even as several ice barbarians do too. You know what's gonna happen? Oh my god. Yeah, no, this is fine. It's fine. It's all good. It's all good. It's all fine.
Fine.
Yeah, Great Thul has just stood up. Grafficanus, are we gonna do anything about Great Thul here? Standing up?
I mean, I have put several questions in chat.
Oh, very well, very well. You have listened to Crucible Gaming Group's actual play of Erik Granström's Conflux Saga campaign. Book 1, That's a good point, Sulphur
Ah.
Witch.
isn't it? We use the Svalbard role-playing game rules and the world book for Krakoria, both published by the Free League. Music by Tabletop Audio.
You know
can
what?
also
Let me
catch our
amend
actual
my,
play
my
videos on
previous
Twitch
judgment
and
since they
YouTube,
did it
and
so
find us on
fast.
Facebook and
like
Twitter.
literally when he hit the dirt. Then maybe this works. So this will work just because of that. So I'm gonna let it be that it takes. But it doesn't though, does it? Okay, let's do that. Yeah, thanks for the reminder, Jessica.
Sorry, everyone.
Yeah. No, she's right. There are things happening that you were unaware of until just now. I'm going to say like this instead. As you're starting the weave of these necromantic energies, Goat, you're going to notice something. This entire island is different. You will feel, even out here on the crust,
Okay.
the resonance that you felt in the crypt in Kruri from that earth blood. It's here too, the essence of it, in the very dirt. And as you look, and you're not even done with your weaving, you will see Great Thule twitch, and start coming back to life. And it's not because you cast the spell. It was because of what is now in the ground here. You will know, both you and Sir Artegue, that there is a magical principle, like this is a metaphysical principle for all magic, called the Bond of the Land. The longest range spell anyone can cast is going to be up to a big water, like a deep river or the ocean or something like that. So from here, you could, if you're strong enough as a mage, cast a spell that affects the entire island of Marchura, down to the coast. If you are standing on Palamux, you could in fact affect all of Palamux with the same level of strength. And so on. If you're on the continent of Argond, that power is amazing until you hit a river, for example. So whatever was activated down there in the crypt with the Earthblood, it's here too now. And every single ice barbarian that Balsimore chopped into pieces, they're not going to stay dead. In fact, they've probably already risen again. As restless.
Solid.
Okay. So, can I steal control of them then with that incredible amount of successes?
You could use that as a necrokinetic attack against Great Thule instead. Or, no, you could use it as a control mechanism. Yes, you could do that.
Okay.
I think.
Well, then I'll do a little... I'll start gesturing something a little different, and now go for control. It's like, oh, you're already up. Okay, then you're mine.
That's a fair point. Yes, there we go. Yeah, so Great Thule stands up regardless of what you have done, and then feels that immense energy that comes from you, and you will be able to control him for a spell. See what I did there for a spell? Balsimore will be surprised by this, no doubt. I have a feeling that they're going to have a fight between a giant and an undead giant at this point. Or a restless giant, I should say.
It's going to be amazing. I'm going to sell tickets.
Are you going to stay to watch?
Sadly, no. As much as I really, really want to.
You didn't use one of those fate dice to hide your spellcasting, did you? This time?
No, I did not.
Which means that every Shagulite in the Iron Tower just felt what you did, because that was an immense weave. Like 5 fate dice worth is like Archmage level of stuff. You just
right. I want him to know that. I want him to know I did that.
Yeah,
I want him to know I'm way more powerful than I actually am.
They may fall for it. They might not. Depends on how smart they are. Because every spellcaster knows that there is residual magic out there, and so on. So.
Does this also mean that the guy on the bridge has resurrected and become restless?
Yep. Of course, he's under a rock, so he might have trouble moving. Like, if someone moves the rock off of him, then yes, but there's only like crushed remains.
Just double check then. In light of this thing that you now recall is going on here, that is though there's no wound here like there is in Kruri, right?
There is no, there is no such.
Okay.
No. This is a mechanism of the bond of the land. That law.
Right. I just wanted to double check.
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah. Need to go about getting inside this tower here.
Yep. That could be a good idea. Because Balsimore probably now has to contend with Great Thule and a whole bunch of ice barbarians. Which is going to be intense. There's screaming and gnashing of teeth as two giants clash who were once grandfather and grandson. It's actually quite sad.
No time to think of the sadness of it all.
Exactly. I will give Sir Artegue a couple of fate dice for fighting to free the soil of many. To feel no, this is not the free lands, is it?
It is freelance, but the whole gist of it is to actually free, the land from,
Oppression.
things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like these damn Shagulites, apparently.
Exactly. So I'm gonna give you. You are doing your level best to do exactly that right now. So I'll give you a couple of fate dice for that.
I will take a couple, sir.
Which brings you back up to 6, according to my reckoning.
Hey, we agree.
Ah, nice.
We're finally getting it. We're finally getting it.
Yes. Sifanu. I mean, you wanted to become the most powerful mage that has ever existed, right? So
That was the goal.
that was the goal. So I'm gonna give you 3 fate dice for doing something absolutely epic with magic. That seems very consistent with your thing.
I know at least one of the observing parties is going to be very pleased.
I am sure. Sorry about that. Yes. You have reached the foot of the Iron Tower together with all your friends, including Briar and Perma. And as you do this, Briar will... You can see his eyes. He is just falling in love as you're scaling the cliff. Oh, look at this! The ore! This is magnificent! And he brings out one of his hammers. Ding, ding, ding!
Not now!
Hear the resonance of that ding!
I'll drag him if I have to. It's like, we don't
But
have time for
no!
this.
Stop! Wait! No, ding! Listen to this! This is the highest yield iron ore I've ever been on!
If we don't
Ding!
all die, we can come back later.
Ding! You will, in fact, having to physically manhandle him to get him to go. I guess someone will do that?
I was gonna ask if Nefria wouldn't perhaps be willing to convince him that he doesn't want to stay here.
Well, so I was kind of curious where we were scaling to.
That's
Specifically,
a
like
good
what
question, too.
what door are we trying to get to? Because honest to God, at this point, I say we just pull the linchpin and walk off.
There is so the volcano told me that there was a door on the cliffside underneath the walkway that was not the main door.
Not quite underneath the walkway. It's kind of a back side of the whole cliff, so you'd have to walk around it.
Oh, that's right. It was on the back side of the building. It's where your pointer is, isn't it?
Yes, now it is.
Okay. Sorry. So we do need to sneak around to the back side of the building first. Or
Here's
wait,
the
was there a
thing.
walkway that went around that?
No, not really.
No. Okay.
You have to climb on the cliff. Speaking of which, Grafficanus, are there, say, demons flying around up here? I will remind Grafficanus that the Wolfkin, who are about a dozen of them, do have longbows, so staying out of that bow range is probably prudent. Getting too close there is...
I imagine they're flying above bow range, but they are eyes, so
They
I
are
would very
eyes.
much like to have them around.
Yep. You can see things. And if you want to, you can drop things on them too. They are, like, the giants are busy fighting each other, so right now, dropping things...
Delightful. Especially dropping things that might destabilize the crust. Sounds like a great idea.
I'm not sure how strong these guys are, but, they can lift a person at least, so...
From what I understand, it's not that difficult. Well, at least, I have no reason to expect it has become more difficult to destabilize
Exactly,
the crust.
yes. It might turn out that Sir Artegue will foil that plan with his
Sneak.
But I mean, the objective will be to drop things on the party, but, if it also happens to destabilize the crust, I feel like the demons wouldn't hate that idea.
Indeed.
I mean, Fuzzards. The Fuzzards wouldn't hate
Yes,
that idea.
clearly, that's what they are. Why don't we roll? I'm gonna put out a demon here, just to there's gonna be more of them. They are flying around above. You can see them high up there, but since they're out of bow range, that's like high up. But yeah, they will try their best to try and drop things against the group. Why don't we get a roll for that? How many demons are you using for this purpose?
Let's see.
There we go.
Well, let's go with 2.
Okay. They have a fire of 3. So fire 3 plus 1 for the rock. So 4 dice. I'm going to give everyone who is being targeted now a bonus die to evade, because it takes a while before this rock lands, right? The altitude is just, that's an effect. They can see things, and I'm sure that if Sir Artegue and Sifanu are concentrating on other things, like making the crust stronger and reviving a whole bunch of undead, then there are other people there who are looking out for things. For instance, the Reavers, because they're rangers and that's what they do. They're definitely having, their arrows on the strings, and if any demon comes close enough, they will loose those arrows. So they will be able to make a bark and a yelp and a howl to mark that, incoming. So yeah, let's do it. Roll 5d6 because there's 2 of them, and we'll roll for we will roll for others. Who are we aiming for here? Just the cluster of people, I guess.
Yeah, no particular target. Mostly just trying to cause general chaos.
Since the Reavers are the larger target, I'm gonna roll for them. Or does Nefria want to roll for them?
No, you can roll for them.
Okay. They have 2 fire, and I'll give them a bonus die because of that range. And let's see how many get squished.
None.
Apparently not. It's fun when I do the observer window, because, yeah. Bigger fanfare that way. They are able to just swerve out of the way, and I think at that point, maybe someone notices that these big boulders from that altitude, and that still doesn't cause enough of a crack in the crust. Something is going on here.
Intriguing.
Yes. You're scrambling up the side here of the mountain, and Nefria was going to convince Briar to not stop because he's lost now. This is what he wants to do.
So I was just going to basically swear at him a whole bunch and make him, get a move on.
Oh, you're going to use your profanities even?
Why wouldn't I?
Because it's a fate die?
Oh, okay, no, so I'll just generally try to convince him to get a move on. Like, we don't have time for this. You need to knock it off.
Roll 3 water. He has 2 water.
Not using it. Okay.
I roll terribly, which is probably not surprising, because, he is just him.
Take that, Briar.
Yeah, he is convinced. That was not too hard. You were kind of pointing up towards those rocks falling from the sky, and he's like, "Oh!" And
you won't be able to hear the ringing when they smash on you.
Yes, he will. Right, now climbing this cliff is, of course, ever so slightly complicated because it's rather steep. Meanwhile, I think the necromancer, I'm sorry, the Shagulites. No necromancy here. Lots of necromancy here. None. It's funny that the necromancy that has been the most potent so far has not come from the Shagulites.
The Shagulites know what's happening.
Yes. The cliff, however, it is steep. It is probably tricky to climb because of how steep it is. So I will want either fire or stone to climb the side of that cliff to where you want to go.
Before we begin climbing the cliff, Artegue will press his face to it, give it a good long lick, and ask the mountain if it maybe can't shake itself a little bit, provide me a couple of cracks to make climbing easier.
Very well.
And I will be super subtle about it.
Ah, so that's another 2 fate dice.
I think. Let me check my total here real quick.
Yeah, you'll be down to 4.
Sure, why not?
You'll be down to 4.
They won't know there's anyone here with tectonic summons yet, maybe.
Yet, unless they cast Detect Magic. That's correct.
Oh, Jesus.
That's 2 successes, which is just enough to get it done, I suppose. Indeed, it is. I'm going to say that since you're using 1 fate die to power the spell, it's going to give everybody +1 on climbing. You will, however, have a mishap of some kind. Just like last time. 1 point of something. Is it doubt? Is it damage? Is it fear?
I feel like Artegue's just going to doubt himself more now.
Very well.
Or it could be exhaustion.
Like,
his spells left and right.
If you take
point of exhaustion's not good for heavy armor wearers.
No, that's right.
This is true. Yeah, and you are wearing the heavy armor. I'm going to give you a point of exhaustion right now, because you've been wearing it for a while. You have 1 point... If you take 1 point more of doubt, you will break, Sir Artegue, because you have 2 water and 2 points of doubt right now. If you want to take a consequence instead of that point of doubt, we can always talk about that.
Sure, he'll take a temporary condition, and Artegue will become
So as
hold on a
this
second
is
here.
doubt-
Artegue will Artegue is going to be unwilling to climb this mountain anymore.
Here are some consequences. Let's see now.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is not fear, this is doubt. Let's see now. There might be a bad rumor about you. You might actually get depressed right now. Which means that your value for water counts as 1 for all the rest of this session and the next one. You can have a crisis that shakes your view of the world, and then you immediately have to abandon your destiny.
I just got my destiny.
Is it good? No.
Yeah, exactly. Those are some.
Artegue's just going to become depressed.
Okay, so basically you are melancholic, and instead of taking a point of doubt, you're melancholic, and that gives you a 1 for water for the rest of this session and the next one. But yeah, everybody gets +1 to climb. Go ahead and climb. Now there will be lots of climbing rolls. Perima! I haven't rolled for her yet for anything, but that's fine. Look at that! Works. I'm gonna give her a point of fear as a cost for her climb, because I think she is in fact scared out of her mind right now. You will see her do something interesting while this is going on. She takes out of that the stone container that you retrieved from the temple, if you recall, adventurers. She opens it and brings out that mummified head. And she's going to hold it in her hand in a desperate hope that it will do something. So far, it hasn't done anything. It's just kind of moving its mouth. And singing a silent song or something. Sifanu goes fine. Nefria, fine. Yep. You're fine too. There's your Artegue. Briar. Let's see now. Oh, he is like a mountain goat. But that is reasonable, isn't it? Because, you know, he's been climbing mountains before. It's what he does.
Still the best member of our party. Well, second best.
Exactly.
Param is the best.
Fair enough.
And what about the Reavers? They will have 3, so they will have 4. They are strong. They use their stone. Yep, they will get up to. Okay, everybody's getting up, and only one person is actually sort of suffering from all of this. Right. What happens inside the Iron Tower right now? The Shagulites have been watching the gate. No one is attacking it. You will know where they are, though, because, you know, the demons are flying up there and can see them.
Yeah, I did have some questions.
Oh, yes. Have I missed questions again? There we go.
I imagine once they have gone far enough along down the path, the Patriarch is going to realize where they must be headed and re-scramble his resources.
Yes, that is. Very well. All right. So you are moving. Eldrida has her new saber. Sir Artegue, you have your black sword in a cloth, right, to avoid it getting too
Yes.
hot.
Don't want any sunlight.
Yes, there is no sunlight here though. Everything is dark, covered by that like a lid of smoke. Sifanu, you have the dagger that is snoring. Was it? Who took the two-hander? Is that Sir Artegue too?
I'm carrying the two-hander, but I didn't think the two-hander was magical. The evil one?
Oh, the evil one. Yeah, it's very magical indeed.
Cool. Then yes, that's wrapped. I mean,
Yeah,
at
you're
this
not
point,
touching
Artegue's
it,
just
it's
carrying wrapped swords you can't touch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Somebody's got to be the pack mule.
Yes.
Yeah,
indeed.
man. Sir Storage.
Right, so you will climb your way up there and find... was this what the mountain meant? There is a hole there, to be sure. There is a hole. But the smell is absolutely horrid. And there's a reason for that. This must be the refuse chute. All sorts of biological matter, body parts even, who are now flipping around because they've been reanimated by you-know-what. It's a pile. It's like the Shagulite landfill of discarded biohazard materials. Arms, legs, various intestines, and other viscera and blood and all sorts of internal organs lying in a big heap underneath this opening in the wall. And it's about big enough for one at a time to crawl up in the sludge.
Weren't there 2 holes and we chose the non-poop one?
The other one you can access from here.
Ah, I see.
It's
Gotcha.
literally in the middle of the cliff.
Gotcha. All right,
mean,
well,
The middle of
Are
the
you-
cliff that's inaccessible unless we have a earth magic guy who could maybe make the cliff have stairs.
all right. Now I want you to know I've been like lucky up until this point on a couple of occasions, and at the moment Artegue is severely depressed because the last 2 times he's tried to do minor stonework, it hasn't worked out right.
I mean,
Um,
I could help you by swearing at you. I send some fade die
Paramount,
swearing
you're
at
his-
you.
Can Paramount cure him?
No.
with his-
I have to make it a ritual where you guys can help. It has to take a whole scene, and I don't think we can hang out here for a scene while they drop rock sauce.
Right.
And no, I'm really not confident at all that Artegue can. Mikhail, how many successes would it take to create a tunnel through the mountain?
Ooh. Yeah, that's going to take a few, I would argue.
A few? So
yeah,
more than two.
Yeah, let's see now. How
Yeah, I only got 4 dice to throw at magic, bros.
Yeah, actually, you only have the one to throw at the magic, right? Because
well, I have a true good point. I only have 1 die I can throw at magic. Well,
yeah, still a novice and all, not an archmage.
You know what? Maybe I can help.
Yeah.
actually, hold on. No, because Sifanu's spell was just using up magic, so it didn't leave any for me to use. Am I close enough to the tower to use tower residue?
There is no residue around the tower now.
Okay, never
No one
mind.
has used any
Yeah,
magic
sorry.
there for a
I got nothing to draw. Even if I wanted to risk my life to do it, I don't have anything I can use.
Can Parama
So,
cure Artegue?
What was that? Parama?
Can Parama cure Sir Artegue?
even if she cures my depression, it's not going to give me more dice.
She could, in fact. But it's not going to give him more dice to cast.
No, I see what you're saying, though.
Yeah, so if you can get rid of your conditions, then I can give you fate dice.
No, it's not a lack of fate die. I can only spend 1 fate die unless I'm absorbing some from, like, nascent magic from spells that were already used.
Very
Well,
well,
then let's
I can
create
do
some
that.
nascent magic.
I'll grab one of my own dice from the chalice, and for Parama. In fact, 2, because she's gonna be as prudent as Sir Artegue has been. I doubt that she wants the Shagulites to know that there is an ice druid here. So that would be 4 dice to cure your condition.
come
Is that what
on.
we want to do?
Everyone's
It's
just
such
hiding.
a warm welcome.
Exactly.
But she likes the cold.
Exactly.
That's 1 success. She will be even more exhausted from that, or take a point of doubt, and that will heal, unfortunately not the condition, but it will give you a point of doubt back.
Cool.
So it's at least
Again, though,
something.
we're gonna have to go with the doorway we can use. I don't have the magic to. I mean, I can try it, but if I fail, it's gonna fuck me
Yeah,
up
it's,
even worse.
it's too risky. Yeah, I get it.
So Artegue will just Artegue, I suppose, will say I've never done this before, and get on his hands and knees in the shit and blood and entrails and rotting flesh, and start crawling up through it.
That will be interesting. Slab, yuck. Ew, it stinks horrifyingly.
My Reavers are probably trying to roll around in it.
No, they really aren't.
Nefria, you take me to all the sweetest locations.
Let's see now. Okay, I'm gonna have a look here. Why don't we roll another climb check? Because I really need that now, because you're crawling up that very narrow space. Did you have a rope at this point?
Yes, we have a whole. Artegue has a whole set of climbing gear.
Excellent. Use whole set of
Spikes
climbing
and
gear.
ropes
Yeah,
and
plus,
everything.
plus 2 dice for that. He takes point, apparently. The Reavers will be outside and watching. Unless you want to send them somewhere else. That's a success. Barely. And you don't have anything to use there to re-roll such a roll, I guess?
No, I've got
Unless you stole
I've got the
criticism?
yes, from the the crypt.
Was
part
that
of my
kind of
grave.
like this, maybe?
Well, part of my grave robbing included crawling into it through a sewer. So
There we go.
You know, they were guarding the front door of the family crypt. They weren't guarding the sewer grate in the embalming room.
That means that Sir Artegue is now cleared to level up. Woohoo! When you
Maybe
get
one
a
day.
wrestling scene to do so.
Yeah.
Roll,
I'd lo-
re-roll it.
Jesus.
Yes.
Doesn't help. Does
It
it?
does help, because you have 1 more success now, which is very helpful. But there's no 6 in there, so what is the cost?
I suppose Artegue will just doubt himself again.
Oh no.
Well,
Indeed.
Parama cleared his doubt, so now he has room to just.
Round
He
for
felt
more
better.
doubt.
The cool, blessed waters of Kvorta cleared his mind, and then, the very next thing he does, he sucks at all over again.
Very
Alright.
well. Okay, that means that we get to, I have to, get you into the tower basement, no less. And, that's gonna get intense.
We're not
In
even
no way at
inside
all?
yet. This is a nightmare. We're not even.
Yep.
Oh, just you wait.
We lost both our giants.
I need to code this correctly. You're entering the Iron Tower. Yeah, no, not unrestricted at all. Unrestricted range? You're in a dungeon now, friend.
Nefria,
Yeah.
you did say you were okay with foregoing finding your certain gentleman, right?
I mean, I'll probably never level up, but yeah, that's fine.
I wanted to know if we still had to do that, or maybe it was just time to do the other thing and run as quickly as possible.
I mean, I think part of my goal is to, get him away from the Shagulites, so I feel like that qualifies.
Okay, agreed.
I have one question right now that is quite significant. Who is coming after Sir Artegue? Because you can go, one by one, and I'm going to give you all the +2 dice for all the
I'm going next.
climbing gear. Okay, roll for that before I switch to that map, because I want to have that clear.
So I'm rolling fire.
Fire or stone, whichever, and +2 dice for the climbing gear.
I'm sorry, you cut out there for a second. What did you say?
I said fire or stone as you like, and +2
Okay.
dice for the climbing gear.
I'm on fire tonight.
Fine, you have no problem.
I will assist everyone else too.
You can. Perima is actually kind of eager to be up in this action. So if nobody objects, she'll go next. Does anyone object?
No.
This is her destiny after all.
She's okay about it.
She's okay about it, yeah. Not brilliant. Not terrible.
Better climber than Artegue.
I guess.
Got a lot of mind. It's okay, man.
She's exhausted. She's scared. She's taken a point of doubt. She will take another point of exhaustion, I guess. If she takes one more, she is broken, which is not so good. She will have to pray to Kmorda again to... I think she will the moment she has a chance to do so, because this is bad. But now she's not on Kmorda, and that makes it harder for her. She is in the nest of her enemy. Who comes after Perima? I have space for one more token here.
I will head up.
Very well. Eldrida brings up the rear then. And then everyone else. Oh no! That's
I'm
terrible.
assisting. I got the extra successes, right?
Do you have anything to re-roll with for climbing?
I mean, I could see about reaching into my inexhaustible knapsack and pulling out some kind of pinion to prevent me from sliding back down, or...
All right, let's do it. Spend a fate die. So you're down to 5.
What
And-
what am I rolling for that?
Let's have a look. See, I knew it would come in handy sooner or later.
4 dice. It's water, I think.
Inexhaustible knapsack is water. Yes, indeed. So, yeah, roll 4 dice.
Oh, that's.
Oh my goodness, that is 2 successes.
Pull a pinion and climb successfully up.
Yeah, 2 successes is what you need for something specific like this. Yeah, that gives you...
I thought it was expense versus specificity.
The difficulty is the specificity. So difficulty 1 is something that is very everyday, like a mug or a quill or a day's ration or dried meat. 2 is larger and more expensive things like a sword or a bow. 3 is plot item stuff, like map over an area or a book with particular information.
I would say opinion's an everyday tool. It's climbing gear, but
I mean, in this case, you have the successes needed. So, yeah, give yourself another 2 dice to roll for that climb roll because clearly you are well equipped.
While we're waiting, I had some questions.
That worked. You have made it up, but there is a cost, of course. Are you exhausted? Fearful? Did you take damage in the climb?
I
No.
can't take any. Well, I have 2 fire and 1 exhaustion, so I don't think I want to take any more exhaustion.
That's well, you can take 2 more before you break, but yeah.
Okay, so I'll take another point of exhaustion then.
Okay. Or you could take a consequence for your fire. That is always a possibility instead of taking the point.
I can't see.
An exhaustion for a consequence for exhaustion is doubt, fear, exhaustion. You can take a point of damage instead. You can lose something that's important for you. You can lose your friends. Yeah, those are the consequences for exhaustion. So maybe not. All right. So there we are. 2 points of exhaustion. 1 more point will break you. There we go. You are climbing up. You will be in that pipe as well after the others. And that allows me to... one of you is going to have to light a torch in here. It's that dark. Who will light the torch?
I'll light the torch.
Sifanu lights a torch.
Thanks.
So you
Just-
are entering into, what is ostensibly a world of pain. Sir Artegue, ahead of you in that flickering candlelight, you can see other lights and also a group of skeletons that are armed. They have heavy armor, chain or breastplates. They have shields. They have swords. There is a young man in the characteristic robe of a Shagulite, much like Malik's. You never saw Malik, though, did
Nope.
you?
No idea who Malik is.
A red robe, then, and with green skin and very short cropped hair, a wild fanatical gaze, and he says, "Attack the intruders!" So yes, what do? You're stuck there. Going out there is going to be, the things. And there is a clearly irritable Shagulite standing there and leading them.
I'll get the Shagulite if you get the skeletons.
Well, so actually, I was gonna pass up to Goat,
Yeah.
one of my very special items, and see if we can't light that for me, and just toss it in there.
And then you see something very interesting. Suddenly, as you're getting closer, like you've seen them for a while now, it's like, yeah, I'm in for a world of hurt, thinks Sir Artegue with his, I don't know if you're having your black sword or your warhammer, but it's gonna be tough. The skeletons just crumble. They just fall apart right there.
Well, sensibly.
Shagulites like, what?
Yeah.
Way to
he's
go,
like,
Sifanu.
Right. My butthole instantly
I got
unpuckered.
Well, this is why we travel with the most powerful necromancer in the world.
Yeah, Sifanu didn't do a thing, and is probably as surprised as anyone else. There's now.
Oh no, I've gotten real good at faking it.
Yeah, right. No, he's taking that credit.
It's like, totally me.
Just a hype man.
Well,
Well,
what will the Shagulite do at this point? It's like,
Probably as surprised as anyone else. Probably going to throw some of those items.
okay,
oh dear.
Chuck.
Are we going to get an initiative at least?
Why don't we? Let's see now. This is
Our plan was to throw stuff back. So.
yes, exactly. Who has the highest fire? Eldrida has the highest fire, but she's not close enough to throw anything. She's bringing up the rear. Sifanu has what fire? 2?
2.
Then this will happen at the same time.
Good.
Just death all around.
Yes. Jomoref, roll 2d6 to throw a thing. Sifanu, roll 2d6 to throw a thing.
I'm lighting and throwing the thing that Eldrida handed me.
Yep.
So long, farewell. Auf Wiedersehen, goodbye. Hey,
my
Sifanu.
God.
I was gonna say, don't get excited. It's just a Molotov cocktail, but that liquor is cheap and highly volatile.
So there's now just approximately all the fire.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Even as another jar explodes right next to Sir Artegue, bang! But you have 2 points of armor, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
That helps. You feel your ears are ringing like you're in Saving Private Ryan. But you don't actually take damage thanks to your armor. Otherwise, that would have been damage.
I'll probably never get my hearing back.
Yeah, Jomorif right now, he is in fact taking damage because he's on fire.
Fire is no kind of way to be.
No, it's not. He's screaming and
Rolling around on the ground, no doubt.
I was saying, it would be great, by the way, guys. Just as an aside, it would be awesome if we could not kill this one, because I think this might be the dude I need to find, but just as a consideration.
I mean, if you ask me not to walk up there and squish his head like a watermelon, I won't squish his head like a watermelon.
I'm just saying
I'll
only
take
as like
it.
a last option. Oh, actually, wait, no, Sifanu, if you could just, maybe like res him or something. We'll get there. We'll get there. Don't worry about
Yeah,
it.
we'll get
Don't worry
there.
about
I'll take care of it.
it. You got me.
Let's have a look here. I just wanted to, because he does have some nefarious Shagulite ability that will help him in this particular case.
Or yeah, like slimy flame retardant skin.
Funny you should say that.
Don't tell me he just starts oozing everywhere.
Oh, well, y'all are green. I mean, what else am I supposed to think?
Yeah, he's kind of like
That is a harmful stereotype, I will have you know.
It's horrible
ashamed
and
of
at
offensive.
this particular
Right,
moment.
it's offensive.
But yes, why don't you do a drop roll and put it out? That's a fire check for Jomoref.
All right.
He is prone now.
Ooh.
He puts out that fire in a heartbeat. But that gives Sir Artegue the time to actually get in and stand up. Even as the rest are bringing up the rear.
I guess worse things have happened to Jamor than being set on fire.
Apparently, yes. And yes, his shagulism, shall we call it, has protected him. But now he's lying on the ground with Sir Artegue standing above him, and yeah, Sir Artegue, do you want to smack him or something?
No, it's been requested that I not insta-kill him. So, well, actually, before I say give you a hard no on that, Sir Mikhail.
Yes.
So I see there's a what appears to be a female there, bordered in like tan. Is that looking like a Shagulite or no?
No, she's just a dirty girl sitting on the floor, sort of.
Gotcha. The man in the extreme northeast does not appear to be a Shagulite either. Then,
That's
if
correct.
I'm now interpreting borders correctly.
That's correct. Yes.
All right. Now I know we asked you this in like session 2, and I forget. Can I just choose to smack dude with a hammer and render him unconscious, or is my only choice if I smack him with a hammer to murder him?
No, you can absolutely choose with your stunts to not kill him. So if you get 6s, you can do exactly that.
Okay, now we're back to betting on 6s. Okay,
Yep.
So before even that, can I kick those bones out of the way and like move over to here-ish? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no problem at all.
To like give my party room to come up behind me so I'm not all alone.
Yep, no problem at all.
And
just
then I
frozen.
suppose I will try to very gently just tee up the two-handed warhammer and just, right behind the ear of the prone guy.
Exactly. You will have, of course, your usual stone. If you want to put a fate die into your sword play, you can do that. So that would give you 4, and a 5th die, of course, for having a weapon that is longer than what Jomoref has. So if you want to put in a fate die, you have 5 dice. If you don't, you have 4. Jomoref does get to defend himself, of course. You get a bonus die for him being prone. Sorry, so you have 6 or 7. Yeah, there we go.
Also, am I supposed
Nefria?
to be seeing something on screen at the moment? I just have a black screen.
Oh, you do? That is why I have not fixed the vision for Jomoref. So sorry.
Nefria, what were you saying?
I was gonna say again.
There we go.
I would be willing to cash in a fate die
you see-
here to assist
Can you see
you
things
by-
now?
Yes, I can.
Excellent.
I've
yes.
been 1 die for him being prone. Mikhail, did you catch that?
No, I didn't.
I want to assist him by just screaming enthusiastic profanities.
She's going to fake die. Sorry.
Okay, roll your water plus if you want to put in a fate die for that, but you don't have to. Because this is just an assist. You're not trying to do any special effect on Jomoref. That would be a separate roll. So roll your water first. 3 dice.
Me or Artegue?
Nefria first.
Okay.
Because
Yeah,
the assist is always first.
if you're using your profanities instead of just spending a fate die on Artegue's behalf.
Oh, come on.
There we go. Very well.
Machine.
You are shouting
Funny.
profanities loud enough to distract Jomoref, who looks towards you at a key, terrible moment for him. So, Sir Artegue gets 2 more dice.
So that's 7 without me spending a fate die, and
Yep.
I'm at that point not going to spend a fate die.
Yeah,
7.
I think 7 dice is enough.
I hope 7 is enough. Hey, just enough. Just.
There is a 6.
So the hammer comes down, but Artegue manages to, stop it with his second hand just in time to not totally flatten his skull.
Yes, and that is in fact enough successes, so Jomoref can't even resist that. He would otherwise have had 2 dice to resist with, basically. So yeah, you
A
knock
great
him out.
chance, but a chance.
With
Apparently
2
lying
dice-
on the ground and getting cursed at was not helpful.
No, it was not.
Strategically a bad game plan.
So he's kind of looking up and then donk, and just falls together like a sack. And yeah, you can all enter now, basically. The carefully led ambush that the Shagulites had prepared kind of melted because of something.
Parama, is there a known way to cure Shagulism, or is this kind of for life?
I don't know, she says.
Can we have Eldrida like drop some drop some holy water on him and see what it does?
Sure. Paramount will go in.
You want to climb up?
Nefria, you can also go in now if you want.
Alright, what are those melty face guys?
Yeah, they are interesting. They're just kind of walking up towards you. They don't look like Shagulites. They don't have hoods or anything like that. However, they, almost like humans, but yes, their faces look melted, hardly formed entirely. All you get from them is some kind of moaning. It's like air leaving their mouths as they're moving towards you.
Alright. Can I tell if they're living?
Yeah, they're living. They're living. They're not dead.
Okay.
They're not undead
All
either.
right. Then
They're reaching out
going
towards
to,
you.
I'm going to put my arms together and spend a fate die to hide my Kargamushian magic.
Okay. Oh, what are you gonna do with them?
I'm going to paralyze them.
Ah. Oh, right. 5.
Your
Yeah,
tattoo.
left.
Uh-huh.
And they have to win over how much again?
I'm pulling up my character sheet. I made notes. I think they need 2. They definitely need 2. I don't remember if they needed 2 and a 6. I rolled really good for
I
that.
think it was 2. I think you're right. There was 2 successes. Let's have a look at what their wind might be. Yeah. You put your arm together, and it works like a charm. They just stop. Squishing water, holy water from Demona on Jomoref does absolutely nothing. Is any of the Reavers coming up, or all of the Reavers going to climb as well? Or are they?
I'd love for them to. I mean, I'd love for them to join me.
All right. Then they will.
Plan was to have them hold our exit.
Okay, they're going to stay down there and holding the exit, or are they going to stay down here and hold the exit?
I was just cluing in, well, Goat and.
Okay, gotcha. So
Like,
they will.
like
they will
what
climb
Nefria's
up.
Reavers do is very much up to Nefria, not Artegue.
Indeed. Yeah, they climb as best they can. They will get up, but they will be quite exhausted when they are finally up. But yeah, they're coming up through one by one. They're coming up through the chute as well.
Does Haka have anything to say about what he's seeing here?
I'm all evil. Hold on a moment. I need to check in with. Oh, there we go. Right. So where are we going now?
What direction is the thing the mountain clued me into? Or clued Artegue into?
Oh,
You said I'd have a sense of what direction it was once we were inside.
somewhere in the middle.
Okay.
The mountain is not that precise because, big.
Right. I said an indication, not like a GPS coordinate.
Exactly.
So I don't know either of the people in this room, and I don't know what to do about these 5 melty face guys, and I don't know what to do about Nefria's new pet Shagulite. So
You can hear a strange cackling noise, almost like discordant singing, coming from this location, under the grate there. And if anyone looks that way, you'll see something, it looks like a tentacle with an eye on top of it that looks up. And then, and goes down again. Meanwhile, these two people, who you've seen also, they are coming towards you, looking at you with very, very strange eyes. They are clad in completely torn rags. And the girl is just walking up and saying, "Oh, hello, I'm so glad that you could join me here when I'm walking through this beautiful garden in this wonderful sunny day." While the old man is just crawling, laughing maniacally as he crawls across the floor.
Either of you guys care if I just tie them both up and gag them real quick?
Oh, go for it.
Cool. So I'm not going to engage with their insanity. I'm just going to tie them up, manhandle them, tie them up, gag them tightly, blindfold them if I have the extra cloth. I'll do Nefria's dude too, and I'll just roll them across the floor towards the Reavers.
Indeed.
Hog tie them, gag them, blindfold them.
Yeah, I was going to say, maybe we just put them out the chute and let them...
Ah!
Oh, you know, they will
slippery.
land out there in a nice soft pile, won't they?
Right? Yeah,
I
probably
guess.
be with friends.
We can get them on the way out. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's still Reavers coming up now, though, because it's
Oh.
a dozen
well-
Reavers.
We'll instruct them to do that.
Okay.
And then, does anyone want to chase the tentacle with an eyeball down the chute? Get her down the
No.
drain? Okay.
Not really.
Then Mikhail
Aw.
is, because of course I don't have a real sense of direction here, map to mountain. Would east be towards the middle then? Generally speaking?
You have climbed in now from the... I should have turned the map around, I guess.
Well, okay, how about right on this map? Would
Yes.
right on this map be towards the middle?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I mean, you're
Okay.
you're on the periphery right now, and somewhere in the middle there should be something.
Well, I'm going to suggest we just go that way. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
But I think we need to keep moving because we're in an evil sorcerer's lair, and this is one of those where
Yeah, and we've been spotted, so yeah, let's
yeah.
keep moving.
Artegue's anti-wizard instincts indicate that if you just stand here, you're going to get stomped.
Um,
You want to tie up the mushy-faced guys too?
Yeah. Yeah, we definitely tie those guys up. I was thinking about tossing them down the chute too, but they might get in the way. I mean, there's a bunch of them after all.
Yeah, so any problem tying them up?
No, as
No.
long as we got rope for it.
Mikhail?
what was that? Sorry.
The
Any
fleshy-faced guys. Can
No,
they be
no, no, no.
hog-tied as well?
Yeah, that's fine. They
Okay, cool.
they don't do anything. They just they look like half-made humans to you.
This place is so fucking weird. This place. All right,
And I'm taking notes.
and then we take off to the right, I suppose.
Somehow the Dracorians are responsible for this.
Of course,
Well, they
that must
definitely
be the
are.
case.
Well, they claimed ownership of this island, and I don't see them here doing anything about this.
But they let this evil go. They could have done something about it. So yeah, totally their fault.
Gosh. Well, boys and girls, I suppose.
Any
North
Reavers
or
come
south?
with you? Any Reavers come with you?
No, I'm gonna have the Reavers just hang out here.
Okay, that's fine with me. Let's see.
But I do tell Haka that he can kill anybody in that room that gives him trouble, and including that Shagulite guy.
Yeah.
Pack first.
Yeah.
Really?
North or south, team? What do you feel? We have no data to make this decision on. It's
To
pretty
the
random.
bottom of us. Is that stairs?
Yes, and they're leading up. I'm taking it that Briar is outside everything now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just a guess.
There's a whole bunch of hallway and doors the other direction. Just a lot.
Bunch of hallway and doors. All right. Well, to the best of my knowledge, we're trying to go towards the middle and down to find, that thing to do the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I can ask for better directions, but I mean, if I fail, it's going to get ugly.
You've magicked enough for one day.
Is this not a passageway, Mikhail?
No, it is a passageway, yeah.
Okay, because I can't see past the point where Artegue is right now.
That is probably because it's dark on the other side, and if Sifanu isn't there with a torch.
Ah, okay. Now Sifanu's there with the torch. I
think I need to be ahead of you because I can't see past you.
All right, get ahead of me then. Here, I'll move backwards a bit. Stefano, I need you to keep driving forward because you're our motive force.
Yeah, you move into a chamber, and I'm gonna describe it for you, if you will, as you explore it. It's the where are we now? No, there we go. There is. This is Sifanu. You recognize this clearly.
Is it Borg?
What was that?
Is it Morg?
No. It's a lecture
So this
hall.
looks like Morg slabs.
It's a lecture hall.
Oh, okay.
Nobody's here right now, of course.
Can I do a quick once around the walls to see if there's any torches I can light? Because clearly they can't give lectures in the dark.
Yeah, there will be more torches if everybody wants to grab a torch. That's gonna make life much easier for everyone, right?
Yes. Although Artegue is still just going to walk around without one and rely on everyone else. So otherwise...
Eldrida will probably not rely on her bow here, but instead on her newly acquired scimitar. So that frees up a hand for her. Parima will not be carrying a torch because she's carrying that head. I'll give Artegue some light as well.
I gotta get like a little thing of duct tape or something. I'll just tape a torch.
Well,
to the top of the hammer.
unless you have the hammer, in which case you don't get any light. Sorry, you don't get the light if you are a hammer.
Given a choice between a light and a hammer, I'll take the hammer.
Okay. You do have the black sword too. That is a one-hander, so it's an option. You wouldn't be completely unarmed.
Yeah, I don't trust that one.
Yeah.
Don't know what it's about.
Oh, look here. In the northern side, Eldrida will find some jars with some kind of content.
Isn't?
Canopic jars.
Yeah, I was about to say, aren't you the alchemist?
Yes, she is the alchemist. No, she's just, jars. And there are, in fact, jars there that are probably more up your alley there, Sifanu. Anatomical deviations, let's say. They are...
like pigs with two heads?
Yes. It's a head with 3 eyes, an albino white paw for maybe a wolfkin, and so on and so forth. You do have some medicine, don't you? You don't have to roll. Just having the ability is enough.
Yeah, I have medicine.
Some of these body parts are not from this world. And
Like
some
demon
of them...
body parts?
Say again?
Demon body parts?
Yep. and some of them are still moving.
Well, I'm going to assume you want to keep the demon body parts there.
And as you do all this,
Yeah, I'm gonna snatch them.
Perima gives a bit of a shout and looks towards the opening, the door. And
What?
sort of you, when you arrive there, you will see two, mummies really, that are walking towards, in through this way. But as Perima is standing there and holding her head in the hands and just looking at them, they crumble immediately. They just fall over.
Still the best member of our party.
And, you should have vision now, Jessica?
Artegue, of course, begins running in that direction.
I also go running in that direction.
Yep. Can you see things now, Jessica?
Yes, I can.
Excellent. So, there will be...
I mean, if you don't stop me, I'm going to run over there and hit that person with a hammer.
Well, I'm not going to stop you, but if I can, I'm going to do the paralysis thing first. You know,
Okay,
make him a nice
fair.
easy
There we
target.
go.
Sure.
Okay, so is Sifanu gonna do that thing?
Yep.
Okay, you have to be in line of sight, of course, so that means, I guess, going first.
Well, before we have to funnel down into that little hallway there, I could do it when I get to the entrance of that, as long as Artegue's by the
Get
side.
you back up, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if
Right,
if
okay,
Stefano-
so
if
you stay on
Stefano
your
wants to be
side.
out of
Do
the
it
way,
there,
I'm
then.
out of the way.
Then I will ask
Yeah.
Jessica, are your disciples moving in? After having seen the mummies just absolutely crumble to dust without anyone using any magic. There is some magic, a strong magic aura here, by the way. And Sir Artegue and Sifanu can feel it too. That head that Perima holds in the hand, it is a powerful artifact.
Mm-hmm. I always had faith in her.
They are probably confused, but also worried that the others will rat them out if they don't do what they have been instructed to do. Because there's probably a moment of them just all kind of looking at each other and then, kind of like, yeah, okay, we're still doing this.
Yeah.
That's a poor life choice.
The
These
worst.
people make plenty of bad decisions in their lives.
Yes. Oh, I noticed that I haven't necessarily. Yeah, they are. They will go in hesitatingly, one at a time, because those are the orders. You will see a young man and a young woman, both green-skinned, followed by an older fella, and then Sifanu will do that, right?
Yep.
Paralyze. So they will have to either do a dispel or resist it.
I imagine they're quite proud of their magic and will attempt to dispel.
Very well. They will attempt to dispel.
If they ever dealt with Carcomission symbolism.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I'm thinking. It's like they must be like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, exactly. I will spend one of my fate dice to try to dispel this horrendous thing.
Here's really the question. Who has
Ninshuber
more?
waves his arms around and has one success, which is not enough. Thus he has to roll his wind to resist, and he has to have 2 successes. He doesn't. He is paralyzed. He cannot move. In the middle of his swinging about his arms, he is just standing still now. Sifanu, what do you do? He's gonna be like this for a turn, so it's not a long time, but it's something. I guess Sir Artegue can knock
I
him in
thought
the
we
head.
said it was a scene, but yeah, I'm getting out of the
maybe
way.
it was a scene. Okay.
Anyway, yeah, I mean, Artegu's just going to step into the gap created by Sifanu and then smack the guy that Sifanu has magically chastised in the face. Nefria, does this look like one of yours or no?
No, I think he's fair game. Go for it.
All right, cool. Gallagher time.
Swing away, Meryl.
While you are doing that, of course, the other Shagulite here, the two other Shagulites, in fact, will be able to do things, and they are not completely powerless.
Well, I assume the rest of my party members will do things as well.
Well, I mean, maybe Sifanu, but Nefria is... I mean, you're blocking the way for other things.
No, that doesn't stop Nefria.
Nefria doesn't even have to see you for her words to make you feel like you're not worth living.
This is true. Is Nefria going to... Is Nefria going to scream profanities in ways that hurt people?
I mean, who am I screaming them at?
Like, you want them to run away, right? So, well, there's a couple of Shagulites in the corridor, basically.
I thought Artegue was going to hit them with a hammer.
I can only attack one at a time.
Yeah, there's two more behind them.
I can't hit all three of them simultaneously.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I will...
like, confuse them.
I would like to yell kind of profanities at the guy in the back.
Yeah.
And my hope here kind of is just to enrage him and make him sort of run forward and like trample the woman and try to knock down the guy who's paralyzed.
You will not be able to do that yet because that's another expertise that you don't have yet.
Gotcha.
But you can do the convincing thing, which allows you to, again, influence abilities, profanities, convincing. You inflict 2 points of doubt instead of 1. Each 6 causes another point of doubt as per usual. So you could break him, like, give up, you don't have a chance, kind of a thing.
Make him give up on life. Make him
With
give
some
up on life.
horrible words. You only need 2
Yell
successes.
okay boomer at him.
You only need a basic success to do this because he only has the 1 water.
Okay, so then I just kind of... Alright, so how many dice would I roll then?
4 altogether because you do need that fate die for profanities to have that effect. That works. Yeah, he can't surmount that because he has water 1, so that's 3 successes. Apparently, Garotlan regrets his life choices entirely, and he breaks.
You should go throw yourself out the garbage chute like the garbage you are. Just go, no one loves you. Everyone is disappointed.
Go away, you.
Everyone.
And he runs away.
I'm frightened.
I don't have a good symbol for it, but yeah, he's gonna.
Are you kidding?
He's
That
gonna
little screaming
run.
mouth is perfect.
According to orders, you have convinced him to bolt. He broke. The other one still gets to do things that Sifanu can't really, unless you want to do like a necromantic attack against the other one behind everyone else there. Then you can do something, Sifanu.
I mean, I already had my action. Wouldn't it be Rob's turn to smash the guy?
Yeah, that's true. So I will roll for her to do something. Jessica, how about a necromantic attack against Sir Artegue? He has a big hammer, and he's about to smash your friend in the face.
Mm-hmm.
The rule of cool.
Okay.
Right. Especially when it comes to the internet.
I'm sorry, Sifanu. I have to retcon things here. Yeah, he's not going to be paralyzed because your thing doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
Oh no, you've been.
Maybe
nice.
he just pretended to be paralyzed.
He might have.
Very strong tactic.
Which means that he's going to be able to fight Sir Artegue with his fists, which is still not going to go well for him. But Lecona is going to try to cast a spell against Sir Artegue. Why don't we roll the fight between Sir Artegue and Ninshubur and have that done?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that's...
Not paralyzed then.
Yeah, not paralyzed. He
I assume he doesn't have plasticky extendo fists, so I still have reach on him.
Yes, you absolutely do. You
Okay.
have 3 stone, 1 for weapon.
1. Mm-hmm.
And if you want to add your fate die to use your swordplay, that would be 5 dice.
Yeah, I'll spend a fate die for once for hammer time.
Holy moly! That's a lot of oomph. Yeah, your opponent doesn't have a weapon, only has his fists, and sees death coming.
And his wits? I mean...
Yeah, he's gonna roll the 2d6 there, and probably... Yeah, okay. That's just sad, isn't
He
it?
leans into it. He's just like, just
He
hey,
And
His time has
now,
come, he knows it.
Yeah, that is 5 points of damage.
Jesus.
Because
the
your-
hammer comes down,
You Warhammer
his
does
brains
3,
go
right?
out.
Wasn't paralyzed, didn't matter.
Didn't matter at all.
As far as I'm
Splat.
concerned, he was paralyzed. Sifanu never lies.
He is dead as a dodo. And even as you're doing this, Licone is waving her arms about, trying to cast a blast of necromantic energy against you, and nothing happens.
I feel like Eldrida should just run across and just bow her.
Not a good day for a team. This is your chance to prove yourself.
Yeah,
Are they not getting promotions after this?
She will see all this and run. She's like, oh, and she runs. They are
Cow-
running
No
away,
attacks
both
over
of
2D
them.
in this game, huh?
They're panicking. They're panicking and running. Right. There will be a rumble in the distance as you make your way out of the room, I guess, where you were.
Mm-hmm. I
And
don't think there's anything else. I don't think we were going to find what we were looking for in there.
yeah, probably not. And yeah, there's a lot of rumble now, and you can see stones, the explosions, poof, 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 and stones are coming down and burying the hallways in dust and smoke.
What?
They're not there.
It's not me.
Nope, that wasn't you.
No, I'm letting them know. It wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
Can I
wasn't.
detect magic to figure out why I can't cast spells?
This is more like a knowledge roll, I think.
That's fine. I'm just like, why isn't this working?
Yeah, roll
Is this like
roll your
desecrated
wind,
grounds
basically.
that I-
Roll your wind.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you have figured it out immediately. This is without a doubt that head that Parama is holding. It must have some kind of area effect where it unravels certain kinds of magic, including apparently anti-creationist weaves. Necromancy obviously fails. Obviously, your Cargamishan symbolism fails, at least that symbol. And all those weaves that were upholding the mummies and the skeletons, they just crumbled.
Wow. Yeah, yet again, Paranus is the best party member.
So what has Sifanu discovered about the range of that?
Oh,
That's a fair point. I'll have her stand in the hallway where she is now, and I'll back up into the lecture hall until I can get, a spark of something.
okay. You will that way realize it's about 20 meters.
Okay. And how many meters is one square?
I think it's on a 1.5, I think.
Okay.
That's just awkward.
Yes.
All right, so I suppose keep trying to find a way to the right, or we go upstairs, or we run the hell away.
I'm gonna do some nice painting here to show you where the rubble landed.
Okay.
Which is basically where did the rubble land, Jessica?
Probably in the direction of the hallway, away from where they were, away from the door.
So over here-ish somewhere? That was a very bad color to pick.
I mean, I can see it.
I'll make it slightly yellower, I guess. Like there. Is that a good area?
I can't actually see.
Oh, because I removed the... I'm so sorry.
Because you keep letting her see with
there we
people
go.
that we then murder.
There we go.
If I move a dead person
that's
over
fine.
there,
That's fine.
that's fine.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Perfect.
I'm so sorry. I removed
No
your
worries.
tokens.
Just
So
drag
yeah,
the corpse
there's
into the
a
hallway.
bunch of rubble there, and you can feel the smell of black powder.
Well, all right, party. So here's a crazy one. If there's rubble over there, that means it's hard to go that way, which means clearly we're not supposed to go that way, which makes me desperately want to go that way.
Exactly.
It seems to me that you probably have a friendly relationship with a good bit of that rubble.
As
No,
long as Purina stays back here.
no, I suck at talking to the Earth, guys. I shouldn't. I can't. I really just don't have any faith in my abilities.
Does
Is it
Nefria...
completely blocked, or can we climb over it?
I believe in you, says Perima, and I'll spend one of her fate dice to address your depression.
Poor Artie.
I have some. We're now up to 19 dice in the chalice, folks.
Yeah, we knew this was going to be a pricey session.
Yep.
I only hoard fate dice so that I can spend so many of them when it's necessary.
Oh,
That
no!
Oh
was a
my
terrible
God, no.
roll.
Parama, no!
Oh
Does
no!
Parama have an experience she could use?
Oh, that was the worst. Okay,
She
that's,
tries to
that's a
argue in his
mishap.
depression.
Yep. She takes the
Just like-
depression from you.
No, it's fine. None of us can use magic anymore. We'll commiserate. Come cry
But
on
it
my
doesn't- she
shoulder.
doesn't
I'll
even
weep into
succeed
her hair.
in getting any effect at all. She just gets the depression too.
She's duplicated the depression.
Yep.
If depression were a cookie, you would have cloned yours and given her one.
I do not know. They are too many. We can never make it. How are we supposed to... this is a case for Nefria to come and give the speech that is convincing, using profanities, barking at them a bit to get them to
Elliot
go and
Troops.
do it.
All right, so we're gonna roll 4 fate die then, or four die. I see, one of which is a fate die.
Yes.
All right.
Nefria, curse at me until I'm functional.
I'll be your stupid accountability partner. Parama, listen. All right, there's a lot of fucking weird shit going around. All right, these are fucking green guys. You think that rubble happened naturally? No, someone's out here to fucking kill us. Get your shit together, pull it together, put it all in a big fucking shit-containing backpack, and just make his depression better. Okay, we need him, and you're just so sad over here, and he's crying too. We can't have it. Do your thing. Just make him better. Make him fucking better.
I will try again.
Damn straight.
You're like
He's
3
fighting
seconds
through
from
her
just yelling.
depression. And she gets bonus die. So normally she has water 1 and her magic is driven by water, right? But Nefria gave her 2 bonus dice for that success. And then, so yeah, she has a success. which is just enough to get Sir Artegue to remove that other doubt point you had, but not enough to remove the depression. Again.
Yeah. Towards Sifanu's question, this rubble, is it like totally block the passage?
Yeah.
Okay, well, this isn't going to work out well, but what the hell? I have as few fate dies I've ever had. Please get out of my way, rubble. All right, Artegue will go. He will get down on his knees in front of the rubble, and he will begin to lick it. Well, ask.
Give Artegue an actual fate die from the whole relationship thing.
Yes, you can.
He was rerunning well, so
Yeah.
I want to do that.
Sifanu, you've got quite a few there, so yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Thanks, bro. I
So
appreciate
he now
you.
has 3 left after the spell.
Which is not being shielded this time. I don't have enough fate die to keep that luxury up.
Very well.
think
You
they know
actually
we're
have
here.
4 left because you can only use the 1, right? So you can roll your 4 dice with So now the Shagulites will know that there's a stone worker in the house.
He licks the rubble to get a sense of the structure of the rocks, and then tries to convince the rocks that they'll be much more comfortable if they just organize themselves this way and this way instead. It'll be much more natural, they'll be much more comfortable, and there'll be room for us to go through them.
These are, of course, very playful rocks. They have just been released by a great big explosion. They are so happy to be out on adventures. They're very talkative for being, rocks. But that's
Fucking
because
rocks.
they're pebbles. Pebbles are always easy to get carried away.
The smaller the rock, the less time it has.
And you rolled the 1 on that fate die. But
Oh,
you're
no.
doing creationist magic, so that
Mhm.
has no effect on you.
I'm friends with the rocks
You're
around
friends
here.
with the rocks, so you do create a path through, and you are being nice and so on. So I can move the rubble a bit to the side, like
Yeah,
so.
I'm not going to clear it all away so much
Nope.
as just give us a way to edge through.
Yep. And now the Shagulites know that there is in fact a Teutonic summoner in these parts.
It's like Pokemon out here. We apparently have to catch all the schools of magic.
That's my life goal.
You guys want to go for these side passages or those doors Sifanu found? Actually, Sifanu, where were those doors you found?
Doors?
Yeah, I thought you said there was a passageway and doors. Or am I
Yeah.
misremembering?
Well, there's a passageway to
I
your right.
thought. Oh no, those are just passageways. I thought those are doors towards the end of the hall.
Okay, so we'll stick ahead in this one.
I guess Sifanu has to go first again because, light is nice.
Oh, we all had torches now?
Not all of you. Nefria, you have a torch.
I have 2 hands on a weapon.
And Eldrida has a torch. So it's like 3
Just
of
send
them.
Eldrida first.
She has a sword nowadays. It's glittering beautifully in the dark. The silver egg and the silver edge and the
All right.
gemstones on the hilt. This door, however, is in fact no, that's not,
Alright,
that's the
open the
one.
door.
There is indeed a closed door, or rather, I should say, it's a locked portcullis. It's you can open the door, and then there is a locked bar door, like a prison door.
Mhm.
So you can't go through it. But you can see through it, and I'll open it just so you can see through it. There we go. And this one
And
should
then there's
have...
another door.
Yes, and there's another door. Beyond that door, there is some kind of cell. You can hear moaning there are people in there, and they are in pain.
Can Eldrida unlock this door?
She probably can. Does
Make
Eldrida have the
way
lock?
for Eldrida.
Yeah, we all file back out.
Yeah.
Then let Eldrida in, and then we all come back in.
Does she have a lockpick set?
She should have lockpicks. I know I've got some that I think I lend her.
Okay, no problem. This is, in fact, a difficult door to open, and it will require at least 2 successes. And unfortunately, she has no skill in thievery, so that fails.
All right.
Artegue, would you like to batter it down?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the other option.
I'm just going to try this real quick and see what happens, because I have this oddly sharp, poorly balanced black sword.
Ooh.
And I'm thinking that might be better for these things than the hammer. But I'll try the sword, and if that doesn't work, we'll go to the hammer.
You try the sword,
Okay.
and you're going like, as a swordsman, you're going like, describe how you're gonna do the thing.
Gosh. So it's like a portcullis, so it comes
Yep.
down.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's not a portcullis. It's just like a prison door with.
It's like a
has
prison door.
hinges.
Okay, cool.
Bars.
So I'm just shoving the door, or shoving the sword between the door frame and the wall frame, or whatever is there for the door to sit in,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to use the sword to shear through the locking mechanism.
It cuts like butter.
Like butter.
Like
New
butter.
favorite toy.
Anything metal that it touches is just literally cutting like through butter. Shears right through it. It's like the metal isn't even there.
It's super disconcerting.
I mean, it also implies
Probably
certain
fine.
things
Don't even worry
about
about it.
what you could do with armor with that thing.
Right.
Probably
Like
ignored a lot of
breastplates, yeah, not a problem. Shove.
Well, I
Wrap-
kind of think at this point, like when we get out of here, you should just go run along the side of that walking bridge like you're a ribbon dancer with that sword.
If only we'd had more time for experimenting on the glacier.
Yes. So basically, I will now unlock the door, and I can open it for you, because
We appreciate
with that black sword, it takes all of several seconds to just shred the bars.
Does it feel like Artegue has to put, like, stone 3 worth of muscles into this, or
Nah.
no,
Yeah.
you wouldn't even have to be that strong. Nice.
And you come into the room, and the scene in front of you is not a pretty one. There is no furniture in here. There's just dirty straw on the floor and a very dirty bucket containing refuse. The stench in here is overwhelming. There are people moving here in the dark. You hear crying and moaning, and someone is shouting, "In the name of the gods, put the torch out!" These people in here haven't seen light for how long? And out into the light comes these kinds of weird, melty-faced creatures. Plenty of them lying about. Some of them are only half made, like only the arms and a torso. Others have maybe half made on that cut and are dragging themselves across the floor. Others are small. And there is 5 naked humans in here. All of them lying on the floor, all of them dirty beyond almost possibility. And most of them have green they're like filled with something green, bulbs on their body. It's not pus-filled bulbs, it's something else green. And one of them, on one of the humans, this green stuff has just left the body and left a very big gash of like a wound in the body. And this green thing is lying there and starting to develop arms and legs.
All right, so the green thing on a person appears to have burst, left an enormous gash in them, and now is, like, slowly growing.
Yeah.
That's what you're telling me. Cool.
Yeah.
You know, honestly, when we started this adventure, folks, I really thought that, maybe the Shagulites and us could be friends and, like, take down the Tricorian Empire or something. But I just like them less and less and less. Wowza.
They
Tend to have
really
that
do
effect on
want us to hate them.
All right, so I tell the... Go ahead.
I don't... Are there any exits here? I'm assuming not, 'cause
No.
it's a prison cell.
No.
Yeah, so let's I'm not even messing with this.
I'm going to recommend to the people... Actually, Nefria, do you want to send the humans to go hang out with your Reavers, and maybe we can free them when we get out of here?
No, the humans seem to be developing more of those ghoul guys just bursting out of them, and frankly, I'd like to not have them near my Reavers.
Okay, that seems fair.
We can leave them when we drop the castle.
I kind of think that we should maybe just go ahead and put them out of their misery, or like see what they know about what's happening, because they can talk, but like...
One of them is, avenge us, tell people of what you've seen here.
I mean, Artegue, I kind of think you should just coup de grace this.
Sifanu, thumbs up, thumbs down?
I don't object to killing them, but I'm curious if those melty things are going to explode if you stab one. So I just say just don't mess with them.
No, I mean, okay, so Nefria thinks we should whack them. The guys seem to be moaning in pain, right? That was the noise when we came in here in the first damn place. Mikhail?
What was that? Sorry?
They're moaning in pain, right? Like they're clearly
Yeah.
pretty miserable.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Artegue is going to apologize to them one by one as he squishes their heads.
Okay. Put them out of their misery. I think some of them will see it as a relief, to be honest.
Yeah, like if any of them really beg him not to, he won't.
It's
But
like
they'll just just end up locked in here.
yeah, it's like those scenes in Aliens when you have that chest burster and you know it's just gonna end anyway. And this might be less painful.
Oh gosh, good thing I'm still depressed.
You now have, because you've seen this special, you have temporarily ability 1 Berserker for the rest of this story. To use against Shagulites specifically, not against any other opponents.
Okay, excellent.
That can be used to resist, like so that when you enter berserking rage against one of them, they would not be able to use your misery against you, for instance.
Cool. It's not terrible. All right, well, team, let's keep moving on and see what other wonders lie in store for us.
And that might be a good moment for us to call it for tonight, because we're coming up on 3 hours. After these revelations of the horrors in the basement, if you will. We will not be reconvening in 2 weeks because 2 of our wonderful adventures will be away. So it's a month to next one. And then who knows what will happen. Because I have a feeling that Shagulites are making plans in other parts of this dungeon as we are speaking of it.
Definitely have not been frantically typing to Mikhail this whole time.
Yeah, there's an awful lot of tower to go here, and we're pretty worn out.
Yes.
I'm sure.
So can we find a bonfire we'll rest at and instantly be healed?
Feel like we just need a friendly wizard to cast Liam's tiny hut. We can rest for 8 hours. It'll be great.
Yeah.
Indeed. Thank you for watching or listening, if that's what you're doing. This is, The Shagulites will not go quietly into the dark, clearly. But our adventures are also filled with vengeful rage, and maybe gets a second wind from that. It's to be decided.
Just waiting for the man to say we're done.